Hello and guten Tag from Hanover, Germany. Welcome to our live webinar. My name is Frank Zierenberg, and in the coming 45 minutes I will tell you more about IF, our activities and how you can benefit. I will introduce the IF Design Award, tell you why you should participate and how that works. In the end, I will even give you some practical tips on how to optimize your registration so you can increase your chances of winning. But the most important thing of this webinar is you. You have the ability to answer questions to ask questions at any time on YouTube and Facebook in the comment section, and our team will scan the questions, and then I will try to answer as many as I can later on at the end of the webinar. And the ones that I cannot answer due to the limited time will answer later on YouTube and Facebook in the comments. So let's get started. Let's introduce IF. IF's mission is to promote good design and build a bridge between companies, creatives, and the public. So I would like to start this presentation with a quote from 1925 from Ralph Kaplan about the importance of design. So it says, "Thinking about design is hard, but not thinking about it can be a disaster." So you have a design. Everything man-made, everything physical has a design. So you need to think about it. It's important. If you don't think about it, it will be a disaster. So this is why design is important, and this is why IF wants to tell the world why design is important. We do that by, for example, showing good examples. And I will tell you how we do that in practical form. So something about the organization. We have been founded as a membership organization where designers and manufacturers were members. This was in 1953. And the reason was to show how important design is and how, for Germany, how design can help the nation to recover. Since then, a lot of things have happened, of course. So we turned into an international design institution. And the mother of IF, the mother of all activities, is the IF Design Foundation. This replaced the membership organization in 2018. It's a non-profit organization. It's certified non-profit, certified by the German government. It's the 100% shareholder of IF. And the foundation is supporting research, education, culture, social engagement, the environment, and sustainability. The foundation is the owner of The Limited. And this was founded in 2000. And we are known for integrity, seriosity, reliability, and relevance. We have a lot of offices around the world. So we have an office in Taipei, in Shenzhen, Chengdu, and Seoul. And we have representatives in Tokyo, Istanbul, Netherlands, Spain, Italy, Latin America, and Brazil. What do we do? Fields of work. We do conferences, lecture programs, panel discussions, then training programs, study tours, of course exhibitions. And we have one of the largest international design platforms, the World Design Guide, which I will introduce a little bit more later on. We also do tailor-made awards for companies, trade fairs, third parties. And we have done a lot of them in the past. This runs under the label Organized By. And we have our own awards and prizes. So the IF Design Award, of course, is the big traditional award. Then we have the Design Talent Award, which is the student award, and the Social Impact Prize. The Social Impact Prize. This is something we are very proud of. We want to participate a little bit, make the world a little bit better. So we're looking for projects which are working in that area, and we're giving away prize money, 100,000 euros every year to those projects. We want to support them. We want to show what design can do. We want to show that design can help to make the world a better place. So we have received 1,100 social projects since 2017. 27 of those projects were financially supported by IAF. No fees at all. Of course, the participants in the Social Impact Prize, they don't pay anything. And all the projects, not only the ones that are supported, are published in the IAF World Design Guide on our website. The categories are based on the UN SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, which we think is a good summary of the problems that we face, and so we are looking for projects in these fields. Then a second award we are proud of is the IAF Design Talent Award. That's the student award. There we are also giving away prize money of 50,000 euros. This has been organized since 2003, and we have received more than 100,000 applied concepts. There are, again, no fees at all, and 276 awarded concepts in the last 17 years. This is, of course, to help the student to get a platform, to find a better job, and of course the students have great projects which we think do not get as much attention as they should. So we publish all of them on our website, and there are some great designs and ideas of the younger generation there. World Design Guide, this is our online platform. It presents all the winning entries since 1954. So it's a huge database of good design. We have over 46,000 awarded designs online, and we not only present the projects, we also present the companies and creators behind them. So we have 2,700 design studios there, presented there, and 4,200 company profiles. The World Design Guide currently has over 50,000 unique users, monthly users, and you can get your profile now. It's free of charge, so either if you're a company or a creative or a university, you can present yourself, your activities, your philosophy, and some key data on your company in the World Design Guide. We also have a job board presenting jobs in design. We have a calendar with design events all around the world. And we have thematic collections presenting trends from the design industry, be it bicycle, automotives, interior architecture. So you find all kinds of interesting information on the World Design Guide. The World Design Index is something we recently launched. This is also something very interesting. We basically opened up our statistics data that we gain from the awards to the public. So you can really get into a design scene of a specific country. You can also look at specific industries. You can do comparisons, and you can export this. For research, for example, or just to see what's happening regarding design in one specific country, this is a huge opportunity, and I highly recommend to check it out. Okay, the IAF Design Award. This, I think it's best if we show a little video, because we prepared just a 30-second summary of the Design Award. So, team, please roll the video. Welcome back. So, some more facts on last year. So we had 3,300 participants from, and they submitted 7,300 entries from 59 countries. So there you can see that we are really international. The most important part of every design award is the jury. Our jury is highly international, very female. I think we are one of the female juries out there. 78 independent judges from all around the world, 21 countries, very intense discussions over 3 days. So this is always the core of the award, and everyone that has participated in the jury knows that it's a really intense process to really look at the entries and evaluate them. For this year, for the iF Design Award 2021, we have gone through a substantial reorganization. So those of you that have participated in the past, they will find some significant changes. First of all, we introduced an online pre-selection, not due to the current situation. That's basically had nothing to do with it. There are other reasons for it. The jury will do an online screening of all the entries. This will happen in January, 18th to 22nd of January, and 50% of all the entries will qualify for the final jury. And the companies that have qualified can call themselves finalists. The projects will be published. You already get points for the ranking, which I will introduce shortly. And so this will give you a benefit very early, right? You will get a feedback right after the registration in January, and and also will introduce a lot of shipping costs for the participants and also the environmental footprint, because a lot of projects are sent to Germany, and since we have now the online pre-selection, this will reduce the CO2 footprint. This was one of the reasons. Then we have the final jury. This is happening in Berlin in March, 29th till 31st of March. And this will be a digital jury and a physical jury, so you can decide if you want to participate digital or in physical form. 3 days of intense judging, and then the winners, the award winners, and the gold award winners will be chosen. We also introduced a new criteria system. And this criteria system is then visualized by a scorecard. And this is something really new and I think revolutionary. So if you take a close look, we have a criteria system which really reflects a creative process. You have the idea, then the form, how is it actually materialized, then you have the function, how does it work, then differentiation. So is it innovative? How does it set itself apart from other designs out there? Is it something special? And then impact. What impact does it have on the world? So these are 5 criteria. They have sub-criteria, so the jury really can look into each aspect quite deeply. And for each criteria, you get 100 points as a maximum. So 500 points is the maximum score each entry can get. So the jury still discusses, but in the end will have to get points. And then you will get a total score, but you will also get the points for each criteria. As you can see here, you have the red space is a concrete example of an evaluation. This has gotten 315 points, for example. And then you can see an impact. It was above average. The average is the dotted line. It was above average. Idea was a little bit below average. And we'll pass on this scorecard to the participants. I will tell you in a bit. So this is something really, really revolutionary, and I think this will is also a huge benefit to each participant. The disciplines, you can register your projects in 9 disciplines, so product, packaging, communication, and communication is physical and digital. It can be print materials, typography, signage, for example, but also websites, films and video, and apps and software. Interior architecture, professional concept, service design is a quite recent one, architecture of course, and then we created 2 new disciplines, which is user experience and user interface, because those topics are getting more and more important, and so we wanted to reflect that in the Design Award. Why you should participate? So there I would like to introduce some statements from our jurors, because they are not working at IF, so if somebody else tells you why it's relevant, that might be much more convincing than me doing it, for example. So team, let's roll the video.
I think companies and designers should apply for an award. I think it's still important in the market for the end consumer.
So I think it's very worthwhile to continue to enter these design awards and get that recognition for your teams and your products.
I've seen a lot of products from everywhere in the world, but submissions from China and Korea are increasing, but not so many from Japan at this point. And I guess the attention in detail, the Japanese aesthetics have a lot of opportunities for such an international stage as well.
You should apply for the IF Design Award, especially in the category service design, because I think there are a lot of cool and great projects in Austria where you've done a lot of iteration, a lot of research, a lot of prototyping and really cool services. And there's a lot of potential here to really show your project and get awarded and get even more attention and success afterwards.
I think if you have a product where you are really proud of, you should apply for this IF Design Award, because when you win, it really makes your product shine.
So I think this is a very encouraging award for both designers and companies.
I think it is important if you have a nice story to tell about your design, about the concept that you have, and it's important also to tell it on the submission, that we as the jurors can understand it. And I have seen many nice submissions that really also tell a story.
IF Award is a global award and it covers many design disciplines, so it is an excellent showcase if you win.
This is truly a global opportunity. We're competing now against some pretty sophisticated markets, emerging markets, and I think it's time that the UK stepped up to the plate and started to consider IF Awards as a real arena for showcasing quality creativity.
Welcome back. So let's wrap it up. Let's look at the most important things. First of all, it's a good investment. It's money well spent. If you compare the cost of participating with, for example, an advertising in a magazine or something like this, it's well worth the money. Then differentiation. It will make yourself different to your competitors. Either if you're creative or if you're a company. There are many products and services out there, and there are many designers out there. So with the IF Design Award, you will be special. And next point will be credibility and trust. So you can tell all you want that you are good, that you are innovative, that you're the best designer in the world. If you have an IF Design Award, you can really back that up, right? It's a proof that you're a good designer or that you are an innovative and a design-driven company. It's a huge motivation for your team. So the impact a design award has on your team, it's the let's say the climax of a project, right? You work for years sometimes with each project, either as a creative or as a company. So to win an IF award and then celebrate it, it's really the top. Communication, of course, you can use the IF Design Award for communication, for positive communication. And last but not least, the benefits. We have been working hard to provide tangible benefits for our winners. So it's not only, oh, you have won, congratulations, but you will get some tools you can use to sharpen your brand image and to enter new markets, for example. So why now? Let's be honest. And a design award might not be the first thing on your list right now, right? There's a lot of challenges we all face right now, and that, of course, it's might not be the most important thing, but we still think it is important. So why? First of all, it's positive news, right? There's so many negative news out there right now. So to have positive news that you can communicate to your markets, to your clients, saying we are still here, we are still active, and we are still innovative, and we survived, basically, right? Sometimes it's as simple as that. Another reason is that digital platforms, they get more and more important. POS, point of sale systems, shops might be closed, trade fairs getting cancelled. So to have a digital platform, we all know that, right? Like Zoom meetings, team meetings, everything is going more digital. And IF has this digital platform, which I showed you. So winning an IF Design Award can put you on that platform and you will get more exposure and maybe make up a little bit for the exposure you're missing due to the current situation. And then if all goes well, what we all hope, and things will pick up maybe middle of next year and things will have gotten better, then you will have a head start, right? If you have won an IF Design Award, you can start your communication as a finalist beginning of February and then as a winner beginning of April. So you can really then use this positive dynamic, hopefully, and have a head start against the ones that didn't participate. The benefits, which is, I think, one reason for participating. So you can use the logo. The logo is very powerful. It's very renowned in many markets, especially in Asia, especially, of course, in Europe, in Germany and the United States, in Brazil, South America. Winning, you will get a lifelong license without extra cost. There are no annual charges. You can use the logo as long as you like for the awarded project. It's always for the projects. Both parties involved, the client, manufacturer, and the creative, the designer or architect, they can both use the logo. Both are winners, and without any time limit. Also, there is no limit in the type of application. So you can use it for print, for digital, nationally, internationally, TV. You just shouldn't make it green or something like this, right? So, but for the type of application, it's unlimited. Then the World Design Guide, as I introduced, you get a company profile on the World Design Guide presenting your services, and also users of the World Design Guide can search for companies and creatives and see, show me a designer in Brazil or Tokyo or Japan which works in that area. So it will give you exposure, which is important. You will reach an international audience, and you can publish your projects, events, data, and some facts on your company. Of course, your winning entries will be presented in your company profile, but you can also present more projects, a portfolio, and showcase your work. Your entry will be presented also without any time limit. As you can see on our website, we have all the entries since 1954 online, so you will be on the World Design Guide as well for an unlimited amount of time. Also, no yearly charges, no extra charges. You can present the project you want to promote or the winning project with pictures, videos, and text. You will be presented in the winner area of the World Design Guide, where only the Design Award winners are presented. So you will be in good company with, if you look there, with a lot of renowned designs and companies and creatives. And we will feature you in editorial content. So whenever we have a topic coming up where your entry or your company will fit, we will feature you. But it's our decision, so there's no guarantee, but you also don't have to pay it extra. Press and PR measures. We have an international reach, a huge international press database. We'll give you practical support. Sometimes it's as simple as downloading a press release. You can put in your information. You can make a press release really easy. You have all information at a glance in your language or in several languages. You can benefit from our content marketing and design specials, and you might get featured in interviews and winners clubs. So again, like with a project, if it fits, we'll reach out to you and say, hey, we have a journalist asking for some information in your industry. Would you be willing to give an interview or something like this? So we work at this as this matchmaking service regarding press and PR. Something really special, something we are also very proud of, and this is also something revolutionary because it also has the scorecard as the core. Every participant, and not only the winners, not only the finalists, all the participants will get a detailed jury feedback. This is a report on one page where you'll find information on the scores. So you can see which juror, not their names, but you will see the 3 different jurors and which scores they have given for each criteria, and you will see some average scores of the award and also in your industry. So you can really compare where you're standing and where you might have to work on and get a reason why you get an award or why you are a finalist or why you are not. So this is something we really have worked on very hard, because before we could only tell the participants you're awarded or you're not awarded, like I think almost all other design awards out there. And we very often got the request, well, but why? We want to know why, we want to get better. So we really worked hard on it and created this system and created this report. And as far as I know, we are one of the only design awards out there doing this. So this is something which I think is really leading. We do exhibitions and presentations, so we do exhibitions with the digital core now at selected international locations. If you qualify for a top label, you can use the top label for communication. So what is the top label? For every finalist and every winner and every gold award winner, they get points. So, and then we make a ranking. The ranking goes back 3 years, so the newcomers have a chance to be included or to enter the ranking. And we call the ranking the World Design Index. And you have World Design Index for industries, you have say, a general index, then you have them for the industries and for countries. So, and once you enter this index in any field, you'll get a special logo and you can use that for communication. So you could say, I'm the top 3 in Brazil, or I'm among the top 10 of the design studios worldwide. So this is something which is really powerful. It's a powerful message to your market, let's say, to your clients. And so this is also something which is included in the winner's benefits. Okay. Design Award Night, this is an international ceremony and networking event. We usually have around 2,000 guests from over 20 countries. This will be on the 10th of May next year in Berlin. We hope we can do that. We hope we can see all our winners and celebrate the success. If not, we'll find an alternative, but let's cross our fingers that we can really do this. The winners, you receive 4 tickets, and of course you can get more and join with your whole team and your clients and celebrate. Make use of it. So this is something really important, because we can only provide the tools for you. If you're a winner, you really should use the tools we provide you. I sometimes get the question, Frank, we won and nothing happened. And then I say, okay, did you make a press release? No. Did you use the logo? No. Did you put it on the packaging? No. Did you put it on the website? No. Did you do anything? No. Well, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. So we can only provide the tools, but you have to use them. So this is something really important. Dates and costs. We have the next deadline coming up is October 30th. So you have about, what is today? Well, 2 weeks to register. The registration is very simple. I'll tell you, you can register in maybe 5 minutes or something like this. You then have more time to really add material. This is the last chance registration. 1st of December is also the deadline to upload all the materials and really work on your presentation. But the registration is really quick. You can do it really fast. So regular registration 30th of October for 350 per entry, and the last chance registration is then 1st of December for 450 euro per entry. There's a special offer we created due to the current situation. So this is our support for the community. We know that a lot of design offices, a lot of companies, a lot of creatives, they're having a hard time right now. So our way to support you is this offer. It's a limited offer, only this year and until the end of October. Every second registration is free of charge. So if you register 10 projects, you only pay 5. If you register 100, you only pay 50. You get the idea. So this is our special offer. So register until the end of this month. As I said, it's really quick to catch this special. How to participate? Actually, as I said, it's really simple. You get a user account and then you register your project online. In the first step, we need the project name, we need a discipline and a category, and then you can also already register. You can also choose to save it and then complete it and then register later on. But if you want to do it fast, you can do it by only project name, category, and or discipline and category. Okay, then you have more time until 1st of December, as I mentioned earlier, to upload digital material. This can be text and videos and PDF. It depends a little bit on the discipline and category, but we will lead you through it. It's a dialogue online and also with some simple questions. It's really, really simple. Then you need to pass the online pre-selection. You will get a result end of January by email. You can already communicate that you're a finalist if you pass the online pre-selection. And then you can either choose to send in your project in a physical form or update your digital material. And then you win the iF Design Award. And maybe you win this. This is the Gold Award, and this is, of course, the goal for everyone. This is limited to 75 projects each year, so it's really tough to win, but you get this special sculpture for the Gold Award winners. So, and I have some practical tips how you might increase your chances. So, first of all, have a look on the previous winners. As I introduced, you find all of them online. So you find their text and their pictures, and so and you have a feeling for the quality level, right? So do you match this quality level or not? Then understand the disciplines and categories. Sometimes you have several options. Let's say service design is a good example. It can be service design, or you created a product, a tangible product, as part of this service. So then you can register either in the service category or the product category. If you're not sure, ask us, right? I mean, we always advise you so your project fits the categories best. And basically you have we can allocate the experts to your project that really understand your project. So if you're not sure on the disciplines and categories, contact us and we'll tell you the best option for you. Catch the deadline. This might sound simple, but let's say we are Germans, so the deadline is the deadline. We don't extend the deadline, so you need to catch the deadline, right? And make sure you're registered, because you can also prepare an entry. So sometimes we have the case that some people think they're registered. If you have an entry ID, if you get a confirmation email, you have an entry ID, you're registered. So make sure you catch the deadline. Fill out the online registration form. So write useful text for the online registration. So no hollow marketing phrases. You need to tell the jury facts. What is it? Why is it special? Focus on the criteria. And if you say, well, it's an innovative, sustainable project, yes, that might be, but why is it innovative? Why is it sustainable? So that's really, really important. Also carefully prepare images, PDFs, and video. Try to imagine that the jury has a lot of material or a lot of entries to judge, and in a limited time. So if they first have to do research to find out what it is and how it works, that's not good. So work on the information structure, the big facts first, and then go more into detail. So treat it like an elevator pitch, as the British or Americans say. Make sure you're in, make sure you really applied, and make sure you registered, and ask questions. If you register, once you're registered, nothing really can go wrong. We'll take you by the hand and lead you through the process. The most important thing is that you pay attention to your emails, because if there's some problem, we'll contact you by email. So as long as you take care that you give us an email that we can reach you, nothing can happen. We really remind everybody if there's something missing or if something is wrong. So ask questions. This is the team. We also have representatives, as I showed you, in many countries. So you even have probably somebody near you that you can ask in your language without any time difference. So check out our offices. You'll find it under contact data, of course, and ask questions. So that brings us to the Q&A, to your questions. So let's see what came up. Okay, we have Penny Wu from Instagram. How do the participants know the reason why they are projects awarded or not awarded? Yes, this is something, it's a very good question that we gotten in the past, and as I introduced, we created a special jury report. So all the participants will know this reason from now on. So it's new, and from now on, you get a very detailed report, and yes, and then you can learn why the jury gave awards and why maybe not. Okay, I missed the beginning. Can I watch the webinar afterwards? Yes, sure, you can. Yes, it's recorded and you can find it on Facebook and YouTube. We also, of course, make some time steps so you can jump to the sections which are most interesting for you very quickly. So yes, if you want to check out the beginning, of course you can. Okay, about the award night. Will you invite winners from last year? Well, everyone is invited to join, right? I mean, it's a public event, and you can buy tickets online. So it's really a huge opportunity, right? I think one designer once said, which I really like, if you don't network here, you will never network. So it's really a meeting of the international design community. So I highly recommend to come to Germany. As I said, we all hope that we will be able to do it in May. Okay, next question. If I can register with project and video afterwards. Yes, so this is, you can register really quickly and really simply, and then you have more time to submit your video and maybe a PDF. It depends on the time you're registering. If you register, do the last chance of registration, you will have to do it very quickly. The deadline for submitting the material is December 1st. So if you register now, you have a lot of time to prepare the material. If you register like one day before the final deadline, then you should have the material prepared already. Can I register an entry to more than one category? No. One entry, more than one category? No. You have to differentiate. There's a difference between disciplines. The disciplines are the big ones, right? This is architecture, product, communication, and packaging, service design. So you can register one project in different disciplines. but within one discipline, you have to choose one category. So each project can register only in one category in a discipline, but in several disciplines. Might sound complicated. Again, if you're not sure, ask us. Tell us about your project. Say, hey Frank, this is my project. Take a look at it and what is the best category? And then we will help you to find the best discipline or category. And then tell you, for example, this might be something for 2 disciplines, or maybe no, this is only the category which is best for you. Okay, let's see. Do we have some more questions? Yep, there's one coming up. Can I register when I have won another award? Yes, yes, you can register. It's totally irrelevant, right? We are looking for good projects, and good project might have won other design awards. So that's no reason for not to participate. You can register any project, and even you can register the same project again. So if you register this year, you can register the same project next year again. Projects should not be older than 2 years. So you have basically on the time of registration. So this gives you basically 3 awards you can participate in with one project. The reason why we do that is that sometimes it might be, for example, the material, right? That you prepare a project and you don't have pictures yet, or the text wasn't that good and the jury didn't understand your project because the text, for example, didn't describe it well. So that's why we'll give you another chance to register in the next year again. Okay. What kind of material do I have to prepare for the evaluation? So first of all, text and pictures. The text will help you. There are some questions you should answer, which is date of launch, target market, and the main criteria, for example, that you focus on. And then there is a summary text, which is an introduction of the project. And then we ask you some questions for each criteria. So tell us something about the idea. Tell us something about the form, the function, the differentiation, and the impact. And if you do not, if your entry, for example, if you don't have the perfect text for one criteria, or you feel, oh, the idea might not be so strong, it can still win because it can get a lot of points in the other categories. So this is something, again, where we have some questions and where you can just fill out those statements for the criteria. So text, summary, some questions, and the text for the criteria. Pictures, and then optional is video and PDF. And then it depends on the discipline and category. So certain categories, if you register, for example, in website, we need the URL of the website because the jury, of course, wants to look at the actual URL. So then it depends a little bit on the category. But as I said, you can prepare your entry online. You can go online, click on registering, and then you'll find the form. And as long as you don't hit register now, you could check out all the material on all the information that you have to provide, and then decide finally if you want to register or not. Is it okay to enter a prototype? Yes, it's not forbidden, let's say. You can enter a prototype. It depends a little bit on the, let's say, on the state of the project. I think it's very understandable if you have a foam model, right, that's not working at all. The jury might wonder, can it be produced that way? Is it really having this proportion, or the color and material finish, will it really be this way? So if you have like a pre-series, a production model, let's say, which is working, which is almost 90% or 95% near to the actual product, of course, then this danger might not be so high. So you can enter a prototype, and as I said, you can enter a project again. So if you have a very, very new project, you can enter it this year with a prototype, and then if it doesn't get an award, maybe because of the prototype, then you can enter it next year again with a final actual project. Do I have to ship the original product to Germany? No, you don't. We give you a lot of opportunities with PDF and video and text and digital material to present your project. So you can choose to present your project in a digital format or in a physical format. So it's up to you to decide what works better. So for some projects, physical form might be the right form. For some projects, digital form might be the right form. So we give you the option, and you can choose either way. And each way will be evaluated in a fair and, of course, appropriate manner. When and how can I pay? So when you register, you will get an invoice after a few days, and then you can pay the invoice by credit card or wire transfer. This is a very simple, normal process. Okay, can you explain more about each of the 5 criterias? Whoa, this is going a lot into detail. I mean, I think it's quite obvious, right? Idea is about the idea. So what is the concept behind it? The form is how did it actually? How is the form? This is aesthetic, but also something like material quality, workmanship. Then you have the function. How does it work? What benefit does it provide to the user? How does it work well, of course? Then you have the differentiation. So is it innovative? Is it special? Is it needed? Does it create this kind of, wow, I want this, I need this. This can provide a benefit for me, right? This helped me in my daily life. Can be an office printer, right? But I can print with it. So it's something which helps me. But then again, does it have something different to the others? So that's the question. And then impact, which is social impact. How does it impact our society? Does it impact it in a positive way or negative way? And again, it doesn't have to be revolutionary in that area. So it can also be that a very simple reason why it makes our life better and has an impact on society, right? A refrigerator makes things cool. That's an impact, right? Then you have, of course, environmental impact. So does it harmful for nature, or is it does it take environmental reasons into regard? Okay, so we are at 48 minutes. 3 minutes overtime, but I think that's okay. As I said, you can leave your questions in the comments on YouTube and Facebook. You can write us an email. So I thank you for your attention, and stay safe, and good luck. Bye-bye.